Brian Williams, Nicole Wallace, Joy Reid, watching all of these numbers come in, watching this unfold. I'm watching you on the monitor. I'll take your reading glasses off, which is adorable. I miss you. And B, I want to sort of gut check what I feel like we are hearing from Steve here. I meant what I said to Senator Klobuchar a moment ago, Joy, that nobody is allowed to either feel hope nor dread this early on an election night when there's, 40% of the vote yet to come in. But I feel like we are sort of getting a clearer story about what's happening here. And the Democrats have to at least be cautiously optimistic that their candidates are doing what they need to get done.
I tell you, my name is Joy, and I'm allowing myself to feel nothing. Okay, we have to be new. We have to feel nothing because you don't want to be disappointed. No, but I mean, the reality is, earlier in the night, as I'm texting Democrats, they were not feeling great at the top when we started out, right? When polls first closed, people were fairly pessimistic, but they're Democrats. Democrats are always pessimistic. It's kind of what Democrats do, right? And over time, the pessimism has waned, I have to say. And there is a bit more optimism. And I'll give you the few factors that people are talking about that I think we should be focusing on. And you've been focusing on something that's very important, Rachel, which is the difference between what you're seeing with Ossoff and what you're seeing with Warnock. If you think of Ossoff and Warnock as like, if they're the USA women's gymnastics team, right? Warnock is Simone Biles. Ossoff is the other young ladies on the team. He's got a draft behind Simone. Simone is going to get the 10s and the 10s and the 10s. That's how it kind of works because, A, Warnock is already much more well-known. Ebenezer Baptist Church, very well-known throughout the state. He already had a name. He is a Georgia native, unlike his opponent. Kelly Loeffler is from Illinois. Nothing wrong with being an import, but she doesn't have a history there. She doesn't have a history in the state. There is a sense that she bought her seat, that she came in as this rich lady to just sort of waft in. And that's not me saying that. That's Doug Collins, who ran a vicious campaign against her in the primary and set her up as sort of this inauthentic figure. So she comes in with a lot more deficits than Perdue, whose cousin, Sonny Perdue, used to be governor of Georgia. So he's from a family that's got a long history in the state. So does Warnock. So you got to realize that, Loeffler is the weakest link. Out of the four candidates, she's the one with the least history there. Then she ran a campaign in which she attacked Ebenezer Baptist Church and its pastor, that her strategy has been so focused on beating up the black church and black liberation theology, which every black church engages in because that's what the black church has done. It's why the black church is the core of the civil rights movement. That hurt her as well. And then the last factor I'll throw in is Trump. Donald Trump, A, has an Obama problem, right? Whenever Obama would run, whenever there would be a midterm, a lot of Obama voters didn't show up for the midterm. They only show up when his name is on the ballot. Same thing with Trump voters. He's like the bizarro world Obama. His voters don't necessarily show up when he's not on the ballot. And then last thing I'll say is he's been telling them for weeks that the election is BS and that it's all rigged. Why bother? It's all just a ruse and you shouldn't bother. That can't help. He didn't help himself. He suppressed his own vote.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.